Welcome back to the Mindset Podcast, brought to you by Martecture. Get into the AI marketing mindset on the go. In under 15 minutes, stay ahead with our newsletter and podcast packed with the latest in AI plus marketing. Real research, real case studies, real insights.
Real stuff.
Exactly, real stuff.
If you are a modern marketing leader right now, it probably feels like you're driving a high-performance sports car while redesigning the engine at the same time.
Exactly. You have to keep everything running day to day.
Right, but the entire blueprint of how you operate, it has to shift for this new AI-driven future. It's a huge pressure, and that's really what we want to dig into today.
It is. We've pulled three really critical sources that show where CMOs are struggling, but also where they're succeeding. We're going to try and pull out the non-negotiable takeaways on agility, security, and then actually using AI to grow.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're starting with a problem of wasted effort, what our sources are calling measurement theater. We're talking about ghost ships.
Yeah, ghost ships.
Yeah.
And they're basically the expensive failure of being too rigid. These are technically perfect models. I mean, flawless in design.
Right.
But they become completely useless the moment the business goal shifts because they just can't adapt.
I have to admit, reading about that 6-month forecasting model that died just 3 months in, it was so frustrating.
It is.
They built this perfect, concrete wall when what they really needed was an adjustable partition. And this is where it gets really actionable for you listening. The core idea is enforcing the 72-hour rule.
Right. If your model cannot reforecast, adjust, and give you something actionable within 72 hours of a big business pivot.
Like from growth to defending market share.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you have to make the decision without it. That rule, it forces your teams to build agility in from day one.
That is system thinking right there. And the sources point to a really practical fix, using AI not just for the output, but for engineered performance.
What do you mean by that?
Well, before you even approve a model, you run AI stress test prompts on it to challenge all of its assumptions. One source noted a 30% jump in approval rates just by using AI to simulate skeptical questions from, say, the CFO.
That kind of proactive thinking is a sharp contrast to our second theme, which is the sheer speed of this AI gold rush. It's creating a security disaster.
This report was chilling. I mean, companies are shipping AI features because they feel like they have to, not because they've actually secured the architecture. And that led right to that ServiceNow body snatcher vulnerability.
The severity score, the CVSS, hit 9.3 out of 10. And for anyone who isn't a security leader, a 9.3 it's catastrophic.
And the risk was what? An unauthenticated attacker?
Anywhere in the world, just bypassing your main defenses, like multi-factor authentication, single sign-on. All of it.
What's so wild here is how agentic AI systems just fundamentally change the game. They're not just waiting for a command.
No, they're autonomous. They make their own decisions. They talk to multiple internal systems. And when that communication layer lets them connect to sensitive data without asking for permission every single time.
Yeah, like leaving the back door wide open for a robot that can think for itself.
Precisely. So the takeaway for a CMO is honestly non-negotiable. You have to halt the AI feature factory until you have a zero-trust architecture for every single agent.
Meaning what exactly?
Scoped credentials, least privilege. The agent only gets the exact access it needs for one specific task and nothing more. You just can't bolt security on later.
Okay, so if security is the big blocker, our third source shows us the reward for getting this right, which is AI as a genuine force multiplier.
Yeah, this research really outlines the choice, doesn't it? Will marketing be reduced to just a cost to contain, or will it be elevated to a real growth engine for the whole company?
And it all hinges on thoughtful implementation.
It does. The numbers are pretty stark. Manual campaign tweaks take up 26% of a marketer's time.
That translates to over $17,000 a year in lost productivity.
Right.
Per person.
Right. You have to free up that time for strategic work. So we're seeing this massive jump, 32% year over year in planned AI used for activation.
Yeah.
Getting past just guessing.
And since 44% of marketers say reaching the right audience is their #1 challenge, this is where AI delivers that precision.
So if agility and security are your foundation, then the final piece has to be what we could call the data foundation mandate.
Okay.
You have to focus on clean, accurate signals, feeding these models, and then invest in internal education so your teams actually understand how the models learn and, crucially, when a human needs to step in.
So to recap then, the modern marketing leader needs to build systems that guarantee agility, maybe with that 72-hour rule.
Then you absolutely must secure your autonomous agents with a zero-trust architecture.
And finally, You implement AI thoughtfully to actually make marketing a force multiplier.
That's it.
The future of marketing isn't going to wait. But the choice seems really stark, doesn't it? Either you slow down the AI frenzy just long enough to build your systems correctly, or you keep risking catastrophic security failures and, frankly, ineffective results.
So the question you have to ask yourself now is, are you truly optimizing your tech and building a resilient, adaptable foundation? Or are you just accelerating straight toward crippling technical debt? That's all the time we have for this deep dive. This episode of the Mindset Podcast was brought to you by Martecture. Get into the AI marketing mindset. On the go. In under 15 minutes, stay ahead with our newsletter and podcast packed with the latest in AI plus marketing. Real research, real case studies, real insights.
Real stuff.
Real stuff.
See you next time.